My name is Wildman Wes, and welcome to Day 14 of Shocktoberfest 2023. So today we've got another sequel. I know, but this one's fun. This one's actually very, very fun. It's somewhat near and dear to my heart, even though it is not the greatest, but then again, these are those movies that are so bad it's good and were made to be bad to be good. We're going to be talking about the sequel from 1988, Return of the Killer Tomatoes. Now, you know, if you've been watching for a long time, we did review the first one that came out in the 70s. Today we're going to be talking about the sequel that is just, oh, God, where do I begin? So the movie starts off with years after the Great Tomato War, when Wilbur Finletter and his army destroyed the walking, talking, killing, eating tomatoes with a song called Puberty Love, the worst song in the world. Well, now Wilbur is finally relaxing and enjoying some time off from killing tomatoes, working at and owning a pizza restaurant that doesn't have tomato sauce on the pizzas. That's pretty classic. Alongside Wilbur is his nephew Chad, and Chad's best friend Matt, working at the pizza shop and having to listen to the whole crazy tirades about what happened in the Great Tomato War. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, we have the man behind it all, Professor Gangrene, the man who has all the technology that's making these tomatoes run amok. He and his assistant Igor, as well as his counterpart Tara, are sitting in his mansion and laboratory, plotting and scheming. However, Tara's not really keen on what Professor Gangrene's doing and the way how he treats her. Professor Gangrene also has a botched experiment where the tomato comes out looking really furry and fuzzy, and Tara calls him FT. Well, she takes FT and runs away to go see Chad to try to get some help. And then while that's going on, they form a love bond, and then he finds out she's a tomato because they're at a restaurant and music starts playing. So now, conflict of interest. While all this is going on, Gangrene and Igor kidnap Chad, Matt, and Tara. When this happens, Wilbur goes apeshit and hires his buddies Sam Smith and Greg Colburn from the first movie to come and rescue them. In the midst of all this, a lot of crazy back and forth actions happening, and then they escape the mansion, only to go to a undercover prison where they put Tara through a gas chamber that turns her actually human. And then Gangrene and Igor go to jail, Chad and Tara live happily ever after, and Matt sneaks off with a bunch of tomatoes that he transforms into beautiful women. Yeah, that's the movie. I mean, there's a lot that was left out, but guess what? It's on Tubi. Or, it's an 80s movie. Go to your local video store and rent yourself a copy. Now it's time to talk about what I like and what I don't like about the film. In this instance, this is one of those movies that was so bad it's good. There's a lot of inside jokes and a lot of poking fun at itself and breaking the fourth wall. Now, a lot of times in some movies, it doesn't work. In this one, because it's horror slash sci-fi slash comedy slash dark comedy, you name it, it's able to make its own rules and break them as it wants. An interesting fact about this movie is Matt is played by none other than Hollywood legend George Clooney, even though in interviews, so what I understand is he has denied ever being in this movie, but sorry Clooney, IMDb says you're in it, Wikipedia says you're in it, your name is in the credits. Don't lie. You don't lie, so you shouldn't either. Shame on you. My favorite part about this is that John Astin, Hollywood royalty as well, plays Professor Gangrene. I mean, come on. He's the original Gomez Addams on the TV. It's just, he's great in everything he does. He's great. He's great. I really don't have a bad thing to say about him. When it comes to things that I don't like about the film, I mean, no, there's not much. I mean, the first movie tends to drag on, and this one, I love how much it pokes fun at itself and breaks that fourth wall, and it's got a soft spot in my heart. So we're gonna grade this film. I'm gonna be biased, and you can hate me if you want to. Well, you know what? I'll be fair. I'll say solid A. I was gonna give it an A+, but no, solid A, because you know what? I don't want anybody getting on my case too much. Well, maybe a little bit. Yeah, who cares? Well, anyways, we hope you enjoyed this review of Return of the Killer Tomatoes. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, and if you didn't agree with me, it's okay. Leave a thumbs down. Also, make sure you share on social media, but most importantly, push that little red button, and don't forget to ring that bell for instant notifications. Until then, I'm Wildman Wes, and we will see you tomorrow for Day 15 of Shocktoberfest 2023. Oh, we're halfway there.